A header is information at the top of a page and a footer is information at the bottom of the page. Headers and footers are useful for including material that you want to appear on the top of every page of a document, such as your name, the title, page number, date. It's possible to change the information in the header and footer part way through a document. However, this takes a process that must be followed carefully. In this session, we're going to look at inserting headers and footers and then changing the information part way through the document. Make sure you have Task 35, Working with Headers and Footers document, and follow along as we work with headers and footers. So our headers go up the top here. Now, to get into our header, there are a few ways that we can go. You can go Insert, and across here you have your header and your footer. Now, today's activities, we're going to be working in our header, but anything that we do in our header today, you can do in the footer the same process. So the first thing we're going to do is go into our header. So I can go in this way and just pick a blank one because I'm going to type it in myself, although I do have the option of a few formatted ones in here that I can choose. But I'm going to just choose a blank one up here, and when I click it, you'll notice that the top section here has become active. It's walled off with a little dotted line. It has the area here to type, and it's got a label of what we're in. So we're in the header here. Notice also the text of our document has greyed out a little bit. It means that I can't really do anything clicking on here. To get out of this, I can just double click on the text, and as you notice now this becomes active again, and my header up here is actually greyed out. Now, another way of getting into your header, and this is what I find the easiest way, is to double click on the top up here and activate the thing. Do it a couple of times if you have to get it. Now, with a header, there are three places that you can do. You can, I'm just going to get rid of that type text. You have your left-hand side here. If you press your tab, it goes straight to the center. And then if I press it again, you go to your right-hand side. So I'm just going to press backspace, and it'll take me back to my left-hand side. So I'm going to put some information in this document that we've got. We've actually got a 5-page document if you look down the bottom here. And as I've got my section things on here, you'll notice that I've got one section here, and if you just go through, I've got one section all the way through, so it's just one document and one section here. Alright, so up the top here on my left hand side, I'm going to put in the name of this document, and I want to put that in the center. So what I do here is I'm not going to type here, I'm going to press the tab bar, and then I'm just going to write the name of this one. Actually, it's all about brakes. It's my heading. And then I'm going to put the page number in on the right hand side. So I now tab across to the right hand side. Now when I do this, okay, I'm going to put my page number in here. I go over to my page number here. Now, I'm at the top of the page, so it would make sense that you probably would go to your top of your page one here. And if I look down these options here, I actually have the placing on the left, I have the placing in the middle, and I have the placing on the right-hand side. It would make sense to go, okay, I'm on the right-hand side and do that. However, if you do that, it only goes to that one option and it will delete anything else that you do. So just press Ctrl-Z to take us back to that stage. If I want to put my page numbering in with other content here, I need to go back to my page number and go to current position. And in the current position, I'm just selecting this top one plain number. So now I have my heading in the center and I have my page number on the right hand side. If I go down here on page 2, I can see that, and I also have my heading in the center, and it shows up on all of my pages of my document there. Now, what if I don't want my first page to actually show the name of it? Because oftentimes you don't have this kind of information on your front page. So what I can do here is I can go up here and say, click on this one to say different first page. Now if I do that, you'll notice that this changes here, it goes down here, but this information here is still the same. So I'm going to actually remove that there and not have anything on my front page. The other thing I can do is, this is going to be like a book when I open it up. So what I would like, on my left-hand side, on my my odd ones, I would like my page numbering to be on the left-hand side, and on my even pages, I'd like it to be on the right-hand side. So what I can do now is put different odd and even pages on. So I'm now on page 1. We'll go down to page 2, and you'll notice that page 2 has changed. Okay, and here, the odd page and even page. So I've got my odd page numbering on the right-hand side there, and I'm going to put my left-hand on the odd even page over here. So I click over here. I'm going to insert my page numbering by going to current position and clicking on that. I'm going to tab to the center and write all about breaks here. And you'll notice now that that's my even page up there. I'm now on an odd page and my title is in the center. My page numbering's on the right hand side. Then it flips back to my even page, back that one, and my right hand page there. So that's quite handy, very handy feature. Now, what if I want to actually change throughout my document, but not just odd and even? Okay, if I look at my section or my document here, I've got a section 1, I've got a section 2, and I've got a section 3 here. And what I want to do is, when we're in the section 1, I want section 1 at the top with my page numbering, and when we got section 2, I want it to change to section 2, and section 3 I want it to change when we get to that one. So how do I do that? Let's just turn off our different page and our different odd and even, and just delete what we have got in our header and footer here. Now, if by deleting that top row, that should have got rid of everything now, because once you delete the top part here, because we've got no other changes, it should clear everything off. Now, with this one here, I'd like to actually have my section 1, or the name of the section here on the left hand side, and on the right hand side I'd like my page numbering. So to do that, I need to do a couple of things. I need to put some section breaks in, because I have to section this off so I can do different things. But I'm going to just write in here for a start. We'll start this one off. So section 1, tab across twice, and we're going to put in here our page number. And I'm going to current and page 1. So I scroll down and I can see that I've got section 1 on all of these ones here, even in the section 2 set part. So I'm going to go out of my header and footer. Oh, actually, yes, I'm going to go out of my header and footer, because I have to put some section breaks in. So to get out of my header and footer, I can go up, close header and footer up here, or I can just double click over the top of the document section there. Alright, so this is going to be my section 1. I'm going to go down to where it says section 2, and I'm going to put a section break in there. Now I'm just going to put a section break at the end of here, and go layout, breaks, go down to my section break, and it'll be a next page break. Now, when I've done that, I'm just going to click here and take it back to the top of the page. So this is now section 2, and then I'm going to go down, and when we get to section 3, I'm just going to press enter, and I'm going to put, actually I'll just put that there, I'm going to put layout, break, section breaks, next page. So now I have section 1, section 2, section 3, but my header and footer are saying section 1. So I need to go back into my header. Now I can go up to the top part here and double click, and just double click a couple of times, and it should then take you into your header. If not, just go back into your insert header and go back up to that stage there. Now, At section 2 here, I want to change this so that this will read section 2 here instead of 1. But at the moment, it says I'm in header, section 2, but on the right-hand side over here, you'll notice that it's got same as previous. Now what that means is it's formatted the same as the previous section. It's still linked to this, and we can tell that by this section up here that says link to previous. So what I have to do is break that link. Now when I break that link, you'll notice that this same as previous will go. So when I click on that, that disappears, and that now means that I can do something separate. So I'm just going to change that to section 2 here. And then I'm going to scroll down to my next one, so that's section 2, and then I come to my section 3 here. Again, it is still saying section 2, and if I click into this one here, you'll notice it is the same as previous again, so this one's still linked here. I'll break that link, and now I can go in and I can change that to 3. Okay, so now I should have, and let's just get out of our header and footer, so click into my document, and at the top of my document I now have section 1 in the section 1 section, and when it changes to section 2, the header changes to section 2, and when I change to section 3, my header changes to section 3. So we've been able to change the information partway through our document, which is very good, particularly when we're doing page numbering and different section labeling.